Hello, my name is Michael, and I am asking you today to help me start a foundation called Life's Seed. The Life's Seed Foundation is going to be a new concept. It's going to be different. It's something I'm trying to start to help end despair for millions of Americans, end homelessness for millions, end hunger for millions. But I need your help to get it started. I'm looking for funding to get it up and running. And if you don't feel like you want to help, please forward the video to somebody else who might. So here's the concept. You've heard the saying, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. That is the main focus of the Life's Seed Foundation. It is not a handout, it's a hand up. What we're trying to do is start something that once the funding is there, to just get it sparked, to just get the first little sprouts to grow, it's going to be self-sufficient. It's going to feed itself. It's going to keep growing and growing. And we'll never need funding again. If anything, I feel like one day this will be the biggest donation format in the entire United States at some point. But right now, we need help. So, Life's Seed. Here's what it is. We're going to allow people to sign up for help. But again, a hand up, not a handout. When people sign up, they'll be asked to help others that are in the community, help others that are in the program, in the foundation. And that help is going to be the main focus of building this into what I intend to be a huge difference in the way of life for millions of Americans. The people who sign up will have different ways that they can get help and different ways that they can help. So I'm just going to give you the first example, and then we'll get into a couple of more during this video to help you understand how the program is going to work. So let's take a family of 4 that is struggling, barely getting by. Dad's working 2 jobs, mom's working, of course, and the kids barely ever see them. That's not the way it should be. But depending on where you live and the cost of living there, that is the way it is. So what the foundation does is we try to do more of a unified unity thing where we're pooling the resources. So it's not just that family, it's many families similar to that. So what we do is, if we've got 50 families in this one area that have the same problem, the same situation, what I want to do is I want to pop a building there, about 100 apartments. And anybody of those 50 that would like to move into the building, where we have it specifically designed to house a family of 4, a family of 6, a family of 2 within the building. They move there, and their income that could barely pay for where they used to live now can easily pay for their new living arrangements. And what I mean by that is this. In their old house, they paid $80 for internet or $40 for internet, depending on whatever it is. But in the new situation, we asked the internet company to give us a corporate account for that building. And that corporate account changes all 50 of those families' bills from $108, $60, $40 down to $8 a month each. The extra money saved from that allows more money into their community pool for them to spend off of. And it's not just the internet. I'm going to do that with, of course, the gas company, the electric company, and every little piece that we have extra now, because it is extra now, because they're not doing it individually anymore. That gets pulled in. And the people in that community make the decisions on where their money gets spent, that they're pulling together. And it's not just that one community, it also gets pulled to all of the Life Seeds foundations. And the more money that that community makes, the more spending they can do. Everybody benefits from this equally. Now, of course, there are some situations. When I say everybody, it's more like 90%. There's going to be a 10% that benefit at a different rate, and that's just life. And if you can't understand that, then we can't help you. If we've got a doctor, a brain surgeon, that signs up for this program because he doesn't care about being rich, he doesn't care about making $600,000 a year. That's not his focus. He loves his job, he loves helping people, and he wants to be part of this program and help us. He's going to have different benefits. Because if he needs a piece of equipment that costs $150,000, his card, part of LifeSeed, is going to buy that equipment. I'm sorry. If you signed up for the program and you could barely pay your bills and now you're not working 2 jobs anymore because you don't have to, and you go, well, I want a Ferrari. Whoa, no, you can't have a Ferrari. But no, it doesn't work that way. You signed up with the knowledge that this was to get rid of your despair. It was not to make you rich. Even though you will have more than your fair share, but it's technically not more than your fair share because it's a community pool. And those numbers will be evaluated constantly to make sure everybody is benefiting from it equally, to a certain extent, equally. The excess money will also go towards feeding the hungry. So that building that we put there to house 100 families and they all pulled in together and they all saved, I don't know how much money right now, that portion of that will go towards a soup kitchen on the first floor. Well, I wouldn't call it a soup kitchen necessarily, but a kitchen that is designed to not only feed everybody in the building whenever they need a meal, but it is also designed to feed the hungry of that area, to feed the homeless, to house the homeless. There's going to be a certain section of that building for semi-permanent and permanent homeless people that are trying to get themselves together to be a full member of the program. And families will be able to go there in certain situations. It's going to be amazing. If you guys believe in me enough to help me get this started. And as soon as it started, it's no longer going to be a me. It's always going to be a we. I'm starting this for everybody out there that's hungry, cold, homeless. This is going to be a huge, huge change in the way Americans live. Not all, but for quite a few million of them. The program has also got different parts to help people that don't want no parts and having their paycheck taken from them, stuck in a pool where they get a tiny piece of it because they have some kind of prejudice towards what are you doing with my money. And it's not what are we doing with your money. There's member meetings. Go to the member meeting. Become a member of the board. Everybody's eligible to be a member of the board. Now don't get me wrong. You got some people out there that are extremely hard to deal with. And they will know when they sign up for this that you can get voted off of any membership board. So you may not be eligible after you start making trouble 5 and 6 times in a row, causing these membership meetings to go longer and not even understanding what you're trying to do, because the main thing that's going to cause problems in this new foundation, the main thing is going to be greed. There's going to be complete transparency. Everybody's going to know what that community's pool is, how much money's in it. People are going to take a look at the numbers and say, damn, our community has $1.6 million extra dollars in it after our regular expenses? Oh my God, how can I spend it? No, no. The whole community has $1 point something million. And no, you don't have, if there's 2,000 people, you don't have your equal portion of that you can just take and go spend. No, it doesn't work that way either. It's not about getting rich. If you're trying to get rich, then go get rich. This is about getting rid of your despair while making enough money to help others as well. That's what it's about. So, there are going to be board meetings, community meetings, where people say, hey, there's a lot of extra money. I got an idea. Do you think we could rebuild a park for the kids over on this street? Well, I used to live in that neighborhood, and I've got a lot of friends in that neighborhood, and all we complained about all the time was this is the crappiest park for our kids. And if the rest of the members of the board say, sure, let's do it. Guess what? That community just got a new park. Yes, that's what this is about. This is about using that extra money in a multi-million or multi-billion-dollar corporation to give it back to the little man. Not so that the daggone board members can fly private jets to Tahiti every weekend with 6 blondes. No, I'm sorry. You get the idea. It's not to spend in excess. It's not to gourd. It's not for none of that. And if you think you can find a way to squeeze your way in and change it to that, don't. This is about giving back to the meek. This is about giving back. It's about giving back. And I want to do that. And I need your help. If you have questions, you can send me $1 to $LifeSeed on Cash App. And put your phone number with 3 little question marks, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. It's going to be difficult for me to get back to you until there's enough funding coming in where I no longer have to pay my own bills. And I can use the funding that you guys are giving me to really get this started. Sometime in the beginning of June of 2021, this June, we are going to start taking applications for membership in LifeSeed. The first building is going to go up in whatever city out there has the most members approved in the LifeSeed Foundation. That's where the first building is going to go. First come, first serve. And then we're going to quickly build more. I'm also looking for investors that want to invest in LifeSeed. Now, if you're looking to find out how you're going to get your money back and how soon you're going to get your money back and all that, that information is not going to be available until probably after it's too late to invest. I'm just being honest. Okay? Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be very transparent and very honest about everything. Anybody who's part of fixing this problem in America, anybody who's part of the solution will have access to almost any numbers or any information that you want. If you're only asking to cheat the system, and I get the slightest idea, or any of the other members that are answering these questions get the slightest idea that that's what you're doing, you're not getting any access to any more of our information. So, here's what it is. One of my fears is that people are going to try to start this up in other parts of America. Hey, it's out there at this point. I would hate to see somebody start this up somewhere else because it's all about your intentions. If you intend to have every member benefit exponentially off of every single increase that comes in, and everybody's being more prosperous, then hey, great. Great. At some point we can bond together and keep it going. If your intentions are to make them think that they're benefiting exponentially while you're siphoning money out of the system, you're going to make me look bad because I gave you the information to do that to people, and that's the biggest fear I have about putting this out there. Yeah, it is. Because I feel like people are going to be taken advantage of. And the one thing I did this for was so that people would stop being taken advantage of. Large corporations, big business, and the world in general has their foot on the poor, taking advantage of them all day, every day, so that they can get rich. And I want that to stop. Not completely, because I'm not trying to fix everything in the world. I'm not about world peace. Not yet. We'll fix that problem maybe when I'm 70. But what I'm trying to do is just take out that despair from millions of Americans. Oh, investors. Just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So, what would go out is, let's say you said, listen, I love what you're doing and I want to help, but I want to make a profit off of it. And I want 3 times my money back. And I can't say you only have a year, but I need it back as quickly as possible. This is one of the ways we intend to give you your 3 times. You donated $1 million, okay? We get the community up throughout America to 250,000 members. And then we ask all the members, could they please donate $10 each from their communities to one of our investors. 250,000 people donating $10 each. Yeah, I think you could easily get your 3 times back for your $1 million investment. Yeah, it won't be hard. But you'd have to believe in the system enough to donate that $1 million so that we could put those buildings in Philadelphia, in Dallas, in Miami, or wherever else we need them. And there's, like I said, there's so many parts to this system that I can't really go into at this time on this video because I don't want the video being too long. But just another quick example. If we have a member that doesn't want no part of these communities, that doesn't want no part of having his paycheck taken but needs help, we would also be able to help him. One of the communities would take his application for help and look it over. At a board meeting, they would vote whether or not to help him. Let's just say this person had this family that doesn't want fully in because they think it's a cult or they think it's whatever they think. Let's say they still want help. Let's say that family has a huge backyard that they don't really use. Part of the program is going to be to have a building built, a small efficiency apartment or 1-bedroom apartment built in the form of like, how can I put this, a 2-car garage type style, where we're going to take a truck over there, drop it on the back of this family's yard, hook it up to the water, the plumbing, the sewage, and put solar panels across the roof of the building for electricity, hook it up to the electrical lines too. And we're going to, when the building is not in use, we're going to feed the electricity from this building we just put in there back to the main house to lower their electric bill. And when it is in use and put on like an Airbnb, that money for that week that they make renting it out for 4 days, that $369, they're going to be able to use 30% of that to help pay their bills, to end their despair. And they're going to give us 70% of it, okay? And just until the building is completely paid for. Once the building is completely paid for and they paid off all their expenses, we're going to then switch it where they keep 70% and we get 30%. But that's 30% income on an Airbnb that's running 24/7. This family is running as an additional business that they get to stay home with their kids while running it. The only thing they got to do is every time it gets rented, go out to their backyard with the cleaning supplies, clean it up properly, replace a pot or a lamp, and make sure it's ready with pots and pans and everything's ready to go for the next person that rents it, and then go back home. We're talking 3 hours a week of work for $800 a week. Just estimates, and you don't have to go crazy on saying, no, those estimates are, I know the estimates are off, I'm just throwing numbers out there, but you get the idea. That family's despair is now gone. But It's not just that family's despair. It's also the Life Seed Foundation is benefiting from it for the rest of the foundation's existence, which puts an extra 30% of that business's income back into that community that voted for it forever. So every member of that community just got $5 more a week or a month. It doesn't matter how small or how big it is, it's just more. And it doesn't, and we're talking about, it could be $1. We're talking about one business. They're voting on 20 per meeting. They could be voting on 2. It doesn't matter. You have the idea, you have the concept. Please help me get this up and running. Please. I'm not doing this out of greed.